In reality, I think it's just human nature. This example has been given so many times that, you go in caves and you see cave paintings. Like, people have been writing on walls and making our mark on our environment since the beginning of time. I mean, when Alexander wrote on the Great Pyramids, scratched his name in, graffiti is part of human nature, and making our mark on the environment is part of human nature. It's just, since the 70s that it's really started to surface as a viable art form and not just an expression of human nature. It's just about being creative. So I think, and this is something that not a lot of people in street art really think about, in terms of considering this act as community service. And once you start thinking about it as community service, it opens up a whole other vein of funding opportunities. Because, you're not just going and tagging buildings anymore. Now, you're beautifying the community, you're making a difference, and people are actually willing to, obviously I don't make thousands and thousands of dollars, but for the most part, I get my paint paid for, and I get to come and get up on all sorts of walls and all sorts of different and interesting places. So to me, it's not even a comparison. It's so different from commercial art.
Empty. Full.
There's street art everywhere. I mean, this is not localized to Blacksburg. And in fact, Blacksburg is still lagging far behind most of the areas in the world in terms of street art. And it's scary to say, because you look at what we have around us and it's tremendous. You can't not notice the revolution going on in the streets now. I mean, it's visible everywhere. Every time you drive through a city and you see a large, street art piece displayed on the side of a wall, it's evidence of what's going on right now, that there are thousands and thousands of people like me going out there and doing this type of work. I mean, I know personally for me, I never would have become an artist if I hadn't started painting on the street. This is where I got my education. And now I'm doing graphic design work, I'm doing web design work, I'm doing sculptures, I'm doing animations, and all of this came from street art. There are always going to be people who say, like, oh, that's not art, that's not, that's just a kid painting on walls, If that's really, what people think it is, then that's their loss, because they're losing out on a pretty tremendous experience, I think.